The Senate comes back into session with a lot of work left to do before the end of the year. First, we need to make sure the government is funded beyond the December 20th deadline. Otherwise, we'll have a shutdown right before Christmas, something no sane person could possibly want for the country. As always, it will take Republican cooperation to fund the government and avoid a Christmas-time shutdown. I'm hopeful that we'll get it done smoothly, just as we did back in September. Second, we also need to pass the National Defense Authorization Act to keep America safe, to take care of our troops, and to hold the line against America's adversaries around the world. The NDAA has passed through the Senate for over 6 decades without fail. This year should not be an exception, provided that our Republican colleagues work with us in good faith to finish the job. Meanwhile, there are other priorities we also want to make progress on before the end of the year, which will only happen if we have bipartisan support. One of the issues at the top of the list is disaster aid funding, to replenish funding to vital programs that support communities in times of disaster. We've all seen the destruction in states like Tennessee, North Carolina, and Florida battered by recent hurricanes. But there are many more communities like these that have suffered in the Northeast, the South, the West Coast, Hawaii, and everywhere in between. I hope we can work together to make sure no community is left behind. We also need to continue making progress on the Farm Bill to ensure we don't go over the so-called dairy cliff, which looms at the end of December. Again, our Republican colleagues have to decide if they want to work with us to get it done. Democrats are ready to work. Finally, the Senate will continue fulfilling our constitutional obligation to consider and confirm President Biden's highly qualified judicial nominees and nominees to other agencies. Today, the Senate will vote on the nomination of Jonathan Hawley to be U.S. District Judge for the Central District of Illinois. I've also filed cloture on 2 more district court judges and on Embry Kidd to serve as a circuit court judge for the 11th Circuit. We will vote on these and other nominees in the coming days. We will work to get as many confirmed as possible. So the bottom line is that we have a lot of work ahead. I thank my colleagues for their cooperation. Now, for the new senators on our side of the aisle. Yesterday, I had the wonderful opportunity to formally welcome all the new Democratic senators-elect for the first time since their victories. I've gotten to know each and every one of them individually over the course of the campaign, but it was truly special to see them all together here in the Senate, not as candidates, but as leaders ready to get to work. There are 2 things that make this incoming class of senators special. They are not only of extremely high caliber, each one of them, but many will be making history. First, I'm thrilled to welcome Senator-elect Angela Alsobrooks. Senator-elect Alsobrooks will become the first African-American senator ever from the state of Maryland. She's the kind of leader people of Maryland deserve, born in Maryland, educated in Maryland, and has spent her entire career serving the people of her state. Our new member from Delaware, Senator-elect Lisa Blunt Rochester, will also become the first woman and first person of color ever to represent the first state in this chamber. She's had a fabulous career in the House and is going to do really fine things for her state and for her country here in the Senate. Senator-elect Ruben Gallego of Arizona will become Arizona's first ever Latino senator in a state where nearly 1/3 of the population is Hispanic. He's the son of a Colombian mother and a Mexican father, raised in a single-parent household. He joined the Marines and served in Iraq. Like the other members of the House who are coming here, all 5 have done great jobs in the House and certainly deserved elevation. He was a fabulous member of the House and became a leader on so many different issues. Senator-elect Andy Kim of New Jersey will become the first Korean American to serve in the Senate. His story is the embodiment of the American dream. The son of Korean immigrants, a product of New Jersey public schools, an outstanding public servant in the House, and now United States Senator-elect. Like his colleagues, a fabulous career in the House, and soon to embark on a fabulous career in the Senate. And we also welcome Senator Alyssa Slotkin of Michigan, a 3rd-generation Michigander, a leading voice in our national security. She served in the CIA under George Bush, truly a bipartisan credential, in the Department of Defense, and in the House was a real leader on foreign policy and defense and intelligence issues. She's going to follow in the footsteps of our friend Debbie Stabenow and do a great job. And finally, I'd like to welcome Senator-elect Adam Schiff of California, a longtime leader among House Democrats, one of the leaders in the House, established himself as a leader shortly after he got there, former chair of the House Intelligence Committee, and just an amazing and articulate voice on so many different issues. He'll be taking the place of Senator LaFonza Butler. And finally, let me say this. This new generation of senators on our side is the most diverse slate of candidates ever. Senators-elect Blunt Rochester and also Brooks mark the first time in the Senate's history that two black women will hold office at the same time. Senator Kim is the first Korean American to serve. Senator Gallego expands the number of Hispanic representatives in our Senate. And so we've set a record. Not only are there 5 great House members and then a great executive of Prince George's County, but of our 6 senators-elect, a majority are people of color, qualified, hardworking people of color. That's a great thing for this Senate, and it's a great thing for the United States of America. I congratulate each of them and say we can't wait to get to work with you. Yield the floor and note the absence of a quorum. Nope, don't note the absence of a quorum.